quickly. And I think it's just you. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'll give you I'll give you, I drew up like some really simple diagrams through Lucidchart. I would definitely like to make something much more official with an actual system design, but this was the first night. I just kind of drew it up quickly. So I'll give you a pretty quick rundown. This is the project I'm going to be working on tonight. I'm just going to build a simple UI and I want to wire up the map. So hopefully we could get that up and running. If we accomplish those two things tonight on my team, I'm totally satisfied. And then I'm pretty sure DTS Surya will be breaking out into a group. And then if we want to break out into other groups, basically what I do is I go over a couple of the things that we're going to be going over tonight. If you want to join one of those teams, you could join one of those teams. If you have your own project idea, feel free to share your project idea as well. Before we actually get started, I'll open it up for you to share your idea. And if it's a good idea and people like it, then they could work on it with you instead of working on one of these things. So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll just open it up right now. Does anyone have any project ideas that they're passionate about that they haven't started building yet, but they're like, hey, I want to build this. It'd be cool to work on this project with other people.
I have an idea,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I can put it into the group. But so you guys, I believe that everybody here knows Airbnb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that building Airbnb or whatever is kind of like odd because even tutorials on YouTube to do that. However, I find that the experience on Airbnb, because I was a user at some point, is quite limited. So I was like, man, it would be cool if you can visit a country and you rent this place, but you have a full experience from that rental. Like you get to know the food around and the activities that you can and how much more or less. So I thought about like building an algorithm that gets better all the time over time, of like kind of like I might say like matching and having an estimate. Let's say that I want to go to Brazil because I want to go to the carnival.
Mm.
Based on that time, how much is kind of like staying at a place, and how much would you spend on a food meal 3 times a day, and for how many days, and kind of like have a total of that estimate that you. I feel like that was missing, but it's just like a random idea based on an experience that I had, that I was like, man, I wish I could have this like a more even like for example the host provide those information and the user will be able to get more of that experience of that particular place. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I got what you're saying. It's like an Airbnb with extra features.
Exactly, like fully experienced.
Mm.
So I know it's quite complex though because we're talking about something big. There's a lot going on in there, but it's just an idea.
Definitely, definitely. That sounds like a cool idea. Is anyone interested in working on that idea? Or planning it or starting to wire it up or any of that?
I would jump in with you. What technologies are you thinking for that?
I haven't think about like the overall technology. I believe that we can pick something general. In the end, I believe that technologies are just just tools, so we can work on um, whatever we have in the tool belt,
Okay.
and like start from there. We can use NoSQL or SQL probably, but in the end, Docker is an application. We can use Docker.
Okay.
We plan how we will be like kind of like testing what was the testing framework we could use for this. I
Okay.
think that if we care about SEO, we should go with a server-side rendering framework.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm not picky about it. Probably we can do a server-side API and just build it like application style and go from there. But like I said, it's just at this point, it's nothing. I haven't even have a folder for that. It's just a random idea that I have, but it'll be cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm open to
I'd be willing to jump in with you, man.
All right, do y'all want to just jump down to breakout room number 1 and you guys could start working on that? If anything, if y'all are gonna hop off before 11, just pop back in, because at the end we like to do like a review of progress we made, things we came up with, plan, code review, that sort of thing. So if y'all want to just chat about that idea a little bit more, feel free to drop down to the breakout room just underneath the space that we're in now. You can see. Let me actually go ahead and share my screen. You can see breakout room, and if anyone is interested in working on that project with them, feel free to hop down there with them as well. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, any other ideas?
I'm sorry, I missed the conversation. Just have joined. Which technology you are using to create the application?
So we have a couple applications we're building here, but basically before we get started for the night, I go through and I just check if anyone else has any other project ideas they want to build, something they're passionate about, something they're just interested in building with other people. And if other people like your idea, then I do what I can to support and send people your way and help you guys actually make your project a reality too. So right now, I'm just opening it up to see if anyone else has any other project ideas, and then I'm going to go ahead and share what I'm personally working on for the night, and people could kind of just join the teams they want to work on. I believe Aditya and Surya are going to be popping out into a group working on a booking system. I'm not positive though. Aditya and Surya, are you guys planning on working on the booking system tonight or something else? Because I know you were telling me you wanted to get better at React, Aditya. So
Yeah, I want to like actually see if I could try to get better at React, because I mean it's just like for the new job, I it's better if I could have React.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I would say like React would be better for me to learn just to get used to, because I have not done React a lot, but I want to like get the best in it.
Okay. So we have two projects set up right now for that. The booking system is one of them. So you could build like the signups for either the
Yeah.
entertainment or the venue or the fans, um, or all three, depending on how quickly you work. But then we have the repair. But I'm going to be working on repair, so I'll kind of be leading that charge.
Okay. Yeah, I can work on the sign up part. So like, are there like, is it it's for the MyRad project, right?
Yes. So I'll go ahead and share you the GitHub for that one.
Yeah,
UI. Here
the
we go.
MyRad. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to share that in the chat right now.
Do you want me to like just directly clone this or like fork it and then do it?
Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, I'd do it the same way we're doing the other project. Fork it and work on it that way,
Okay.
and then
Yeah,
make a
I'll
pull
fork it.
request later.
Okay.
All right, so that project right there that I just shared in the chat, that's the booking system. Essentially, it's just a system and an algorithm we're building to help pair entertainment with venues and open vacancies to maximize the number of tickets sold. I'm not going to go into the whole detail of it right now, but what they're building tonight is either going to be the sign in for um, the actual entertainment, the musicians, comedians, for the fans, or for the venues. And for this project, we haven't selected a design system yet, so I don't know if you guys want to explore design systems, Bootstrap or Material UI or Next UI. All of them are pretty good,
Oh,
depending on what you want to do. Or you could just do straight up CSS if you want to get that practice as well. So,
where you
also,
deploy this application after you're building?
what's up?
Yeah, you said that you are gonna create a Docker file, where you gonna push this Docker image and deploy the application.
We haven't even talked about that yet. I mean, there's tons of options as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it'd
Yeah.
be cool to get it deployed as quickly as possible, just so something's up and running and testable, and you can see it in production. I think that'd be cool. The sooner we could do that, the better. But there are a lot of pieces to it. There's the UI, there's the Redis There's the Rust, and there's the database. So probably a SQL or PostgreSQL, something of that nature. The only thing we've really started is the algorithm and the UI. We literally just started this project last night, so. And even the other project is only like a couple weeks old, so it'll be a much different event in like 3 months from now when there's like 10 projects and a lot of them are like a few months in, a few of them deployed, that sort of thing. All right. So if William and Ivan are going to be planning that project, the Airbnb one, y'all could drop out into breakout room number 1. Aditya and Surya, if y'all want to, actually, Aditya, who wants to work with Aditya on the UI? Let me ask that.
At me, Joe.
Okay. So, Ivan and William drop down to breakout room number 1. Aditya and Joe drop down into breakout room number 2. And anyone who
How do
wants
you go to a breakout room? Sorry, I'm sorry to
just
interrupt you.
right, but you see on the left, we're all in the co-working space right now. See all the people on the left.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yep.
just underneath that, you'll see breakout room 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so just click on it.
Just click on it, and you'll pop
Okay.
right in.
All right, got you. All right, thank.
And then Ivan joined William, Aditya, and Joe pop down into breakout room number 2. And anyone who's still in here right now, if you guys want to work on that Airbnb with extra features with Ivan and William, drop into breakout room number 1 with them. Feel free. You don't have to tell me. You could just drop down there and start chatting with them.
Which one is for UI? 1 or 2?
2.
Okay.
So I'll give
What
everyone.
about the Myriad project? Which breakout room is it?
So that's breakout room number 2, but that's the UI. I don't know if you wanted to work on the algorithm tonight. I know Surya was working on the algorithm last night with Aditya, but Aditya wants to focus on React today. So, Surya, what do you want to work on tonight? What do you think?
I'll join the new guys today with Ivan and William and see what they're cooking.
Okay. Oh yeah, you did have a real estate idea a few weeks ago, so
Uh-huh.
that sounds like something right up your alley. All right, cool.
Okay.
And then
For the algorithm, is it something new we're going to work on today? We didn't have anyone work on backend yesterday.
for which one are you asking about?
Myriad project.
Myriad project. They're working on UI today.
Okay, so is it breakout room 2?
K-Mock said, and actually,
Breakout room 2
project,
is the UI.
are we building
Yes.
this front-end page today, or the database schema?
Yeah,
hey,
so
Jim, how's it
so
going?
K-Mock, they're working on the UI, but they're building the sign up. So they are gonna need schemas that reflect their sign ups.
I'll jump to breakout room 2 to join them on the sign up page.
Cool, sounds good.
Hey Jim, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm doing good. So I was thinking today, I have a lot of experience with the UI already, and I think the UI guys have it covered. I'm a little more interested in what's going on with the algorithm.
Okay. Let's see. They worked on it yesterday. I know we plan to build it in Rust because Aditya and I both want to like get good at Rust. I'm going through the Rust book right now, so I'm like I don't really want to work on it until I feel a little bit more comfortable with it. So I'm gonna wait on that, and I'm just working on the repair project tonight. So I'm gonna get the Google Map loaded, and then probably some UI stuff. But were you here yesterday with them as
Yeah.
they were planning the algorithm?
I was yesterday. I was on the UI side, but I'd like to have a little bit more practice with algorithms.
All right, let me see if they added it to the project, because myriad algorithm.
Well, at least just see what's going on over there.
Yeah, so no, I don't think no one's gonna be working on the algorithm tonight except for you. But the people who have worked on the algorithm previously and know kind of like where we decided to go and what direction we decided to go, they're both in 2 different rooms right now. It's Surya and Aditya. So you kind of need like all you need them two in the room with you, at least one of them in the room with you, but they're both doing different things tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Brandon, what were you thinking about?
I don't know. I'm a little bit new at all of this, so
Okay. All right.
yeah, I guess I'm gonna learn something new either way. So
All right, so I'll go ahead and share this with you two. This is something that I wanted to do like a week and a half ago, but I wasn't able to get. Well, I was able to get the Google Map API key, but I didn't want to put the Google Map API key in the project because I know there's going to be so many other people working on it and all that stuff. So I imported a Google secret from like a secret vault in Google, and it should be wired up correctly. Just to give you an idea of the actual project, I'll open up the code. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so let me open up the code and let me open up the Lucid chart. So basically what we're building in this project is, in my perspective, my main focus is building a trajectory for people who have zero mechanical experience, zero repair experience, to begin doing repairs on simple things like vacuum cleaners. And the ones who do the best, who have the greatest performance, are able to move their way up and gain experience doing like stoves, ovens, washers, dryers, TVs, and it becomes increasingly more complex until you get to computers, like a training program that you actually get paid to participate in. But it's
so like the perfect app for me.
yeah, for a lot of people. I think, I don't know, it was just an idea,
Yeah.
and we'll see where it goes.
I like that. I like it.
So this here is the UI. We have the first thing that's happening is the user enters a zip code. Depending on whether that zip code is serviceable or unserviceable, if it's serviceable, they go to the serviceable flow. If it's unserviceable, they go to the unserviceable flow. The serviceable flow is a self-diagnosis. They answer some questions, they schedule their appointment, and they enter their contact information. The unserviceable path is just they enter their email for updates of when their area becomes serviced. I've been having some thoughts about this. This is probably going to change a little bit because, like, why would you turn people away if they're willing to pay no matter how far they are? So I've just been thinking about a different solution, but that's okay. That's a different topic. What we're working on right now is just the zip code entry. So if I open up the code, you can see the landing page is the zip code entry. We have a form. We have an input. This input is called zip code. And we have a button to submit it. Now, when you submit this button, we go to a server action called process zip code. In here, we just do some validation, making sure that, that they entered the zip code correctly. It has the correct format and all that stuff. Then we increment the zip code in the database because we want to actually tally and keep track of how many zip codes are coming from which area, regardless of whether they end up signing up or not. If the only thing they ever do is enter their zip code, we're going to use that zip code to create a map, essentially. And then after it's incremented, you run the zip code through the isServiceable function. You can see here, isServiceable is the simplest the function could get. It just checks the list of serviceable zip codes, and it checks to see if the zip code that the user entered is in that list of zip codes. And if it is serviceable, you return the serviceable. If not, non-serviceable. I believe this is just a Boolean, but there's one source of truth somewhere in the code. So it returns true or false. And whether it's true or whether it's false is passed in as a query parameter to the URL. So you can see we have type equals, and type is going to come back as either serviceable or unserviceable. Now, based on what this returns, we're going to go to the serviceable signup. We're going to go to the serviceable signup here, which passes in our form, or we're going to go to the unserviceable signup, which is just the email. But lately, we've been working on this serviceable one here. So we have three pieces here. We have, this is the state, We have the diagnosis part of the form, we have the schedule part of the form, and we have the contact part of the form. So far, we've built the contact part of the form. We need to build this out. We need to create the form for these two here. But you can see that we basically have 3 different UIs that could potentially render based on the state. So if the appointment form state is diagnosis or 0, you render the diagnosis component. If the appointment state is schedule or 1, we render the schedule component, which is just, these are all pieces of the form. And if the appointment state is contact or 2, then it renders the contact part of the component. And you can see here that I created some appointment form states. We have diagnosis, schedule, and contact. This is in a num in TypeScript, so they're going to boil down to either 0, 1, or 2. So the thing I want to do tonight, because what we're doing is we have the database set up, we're storing the zip codes. Now, I want to plug in a Google Map on the admin side so that the zip codes that are stored in the database currently will populate the map. So as like a new person who's just starting to do repairs, they're doing them locally, they're starting to get jobs, and they want to expand, right? Naturally, you're a local service business, but you want more work, you want to expand. And so this map is going to show you where people are entering zip codes from. You're going to know like, oh, 130 people are coming from there, but only 17 people are coming from there. Focus on here. So it's basically a tool to help them make better business decisions. And along this...
I think okay, so this is for like a small business, like mechanic guy. I see what you... Okay.
Yeah, like a repair technician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Repair technician. Starting small to expand out. And you want the Google Map to... You want to build a Google Map into it where it links to the locations in the zip code?
Yeah. Yes. So basically, we have 2 flows here, right? Or we have 2 views here. Look at me doing my... All right. All right, so we have two views here, right? We have our admin view, which is everything that's in this screen. So administrators are going to be able to see these user components. The customers are going to see these components here. So as we're building out the user interface view, this whole path right here, I also want to build a piece of admin dashboard that coincides with the opposite side. So with the zip code entry, what's the smallest component we could create that provides the most amount of information for the business? So I want to do that with the self-diagnosis. I could see like some machine learning being built into that, like predicting what the repair is going to be to make sure you're showing up with the correct parts. Like imagine if repair people could show up 99% of the time with the correct part just based on the questions that the customers were answering. You know, that would be really cool. And that's an admin side. Or yeah, that's actually an admin / repair technician view that they would both want to see. So we want to be able to use this information that they're entering to build a dashboard on this side. Tonight, we're just focusing on this piece of the dashboard, this feature right here. And I just want to get the map to load, honestly. I've never done it before, so if we could get this map showing up in the web browser, we're good. So let me close all these files. Let me just close this whole thing. Clean it up a little bit. All right. So what we need to think about is admin. We have our page. Is loading up the Google Map on this page right here. And you can see if I go ahead and start up we need this application always running. We can never leave it where like, oh, the code doesn't work or something like that. It needs to always be, I believe it should always be in a working state. I don't like leaving projects unless with like not working code. So you can see if you test this out, if we do a random number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to bring us to the email. 303. If you do one of the serviceable ones, oh, see, it brings you to the email. And if you enter one of the serviceable zip codes, it's going to bring you to a totally different page, which is all one component. But we want to go to the admin page. So if we do admin, alright, so we're on the admin page. So really the main thing is just getting that thing to load. And as far as the documentation that I read, I think it was like the JavaScript API. And there was a way to use it either in Next or... So how to get it to work is in this documentation. Or I wonder if Next has it somewhere in theirs. Because Google Maps is big, right? So
Yeah.
Google Maps embed. Alright. So yeah, okay. So we could use it. API key, height. Okay. So this is one way to do it. You have your options. Okay. That seems simple enough. I wonder if there's more flexibility if you do it through... Does anyone have any questions before we go ahead and keep moving forward?
No. I don't think so. Well, so what you want? Do you want the whole map to appear like on the admin page,
Yeah.
or just that area like of the zip code?
No, we're literally we just want the map to show up here. If the map shows up here, that's a win for tonight. So I'm gonna let me see if they have anything specifically for React or Next here. Load the maps, JavaScript, Bootstrap, NPM, TypeScript.
Could we put it in an iframe?
This is all including HTML. That's, I believe that's an option, but there's got to be a, yeah, inline loading, dynamic. There's got to be something for React specific. Let's see. Let's check Next first. Let's try with React. So it is the JavaScript API. Put it into React applications. Let's see. Okay, so we have a couple different loaders here. Modern web applications may benefit from using the following libraries to load the... Okay, so we can load the map with JS API loader, NPM package, and then extended component library. Google Maps Platform Extended Component Library is a set of web components that helps developers build better maps faster and with less effort. This is dynamically load the maps JavaScript API with promises. And then using TypeScript. Okay. Using React. Components and hooks to integrate the maps JavaScript API into React applications. Alright, so we have React right here. Let's see if there's any Next. Oh, that's cool. Client library, okay. Yeah, so it would be the React one, I believe. A wrapper component to declaratively load the maps JavaScript API. Components and hooks to integrate the maps. Okay, so I believe we need both of these. loading the API. Modern web applications may benefit from using the following libraries to load the maps. Okay. So I wonder if we need all three. Let's check this one. To create maps, markers, and info windows. And a set of hooks to use some of the maps JavaScript API. Okay. API provider with your key, the map, and then marker. So, all right. So when we were looking at it before, we were able to figure out exactly how we're gonna actually get this get the map to populate. So the first step was bringing in the zip code data, and only bringing in the zip code data that correlates with the actual zip codes that are showing on the map. So that's actually sort of complicated. Then another one is choosing the numbers that you want. So like, when is the zip code area colored red? When is it colored yellow? When is it colored light green? When is it colored dark green? Like, how many zip codes have to had been entered for them to be certain colors? So setting those. And then the third piece was there's like a data layer you could add over the map, and that's what actually populates it. On top of those three steps, we had to bring in some data as well. I don't know where that is though. Oh, zip data. Here it is. We got this from the census, from the US Census.gov. These are a specific type of file that we need to actually, we needed to get the zip code coordinates. So zip code coordinates that allow us to draw a polygon shapes on the map to color in. So those polygons that we create are actually going to be the filled in zip codes, essentially. So there's a few pieces here. The first part is just getting the map to work.
What is the color coordination? Like the green, light green, the red, and the yellow?
Yeah, so the least number of zip codes entered is going to be probably just blank. Like if 0 have been entered from that zip code, just blank.
Yes. How many customers from a given zip code?
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't really.
So the higher the customer, or the higher the customer count in the zip code area,
the more
it would go from like green, or does it go to, is like red the higher count?
I mean, I just said red, yellow, and green. It could just be like super light green, green, medium dark green, dark green.
Gotcha.
You know, like
Gotcha.
I haven't really thought too much about that yet.
Just more like mapping out basically where the most business is.
And ultimately, you'd want to make a tool so the admin can go crazy playing with it. You know, let them figure it out.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a live share session for those who want to pop into my code editor with me and code along. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine. Give you all a minute to pop in. All right, so let's look at this documentation here. I believe if I just run this code in npm, npm install development Google Maps. I wonder why. Huh.
I never heard that called a splatting operator. That's weird.
Collaborations. I am in the collaboration session. Let's try to open it in my browser. No, I have it open in the app.
That's strange.
hate examples that don't work.
I know,
Microsoft
right?
is
That's right.
famous for those.
I think that's right in the Next.js documentation too. Let's see. All right, so let's see if they both don't work. Wow, I wonder what that is. Let me let's ask ChatGPT. See if they could give us something quick.
Why am I getting this error when I installed this package?
The error you're encountering suggests that the command is being interpreted by PowerShell. Yes. Alright, so it's just interpreting it as like a system command. The splatting operator could not be used to reference variables in the expression. To reference variables in the expression, yes. Okay. That makes sense. You know what? I wonder if this works when it's not PowerShell, when I'm in the node. I bet you it does. Yeah, see? It's just PowerShell. Okay, cool. So we got that. Let's let me go ahead and just copy this and see if we can get this thing to load up. Oops. Cool. If it was seriously this easy to get the map in, that would be really nice. I don't have random positions. Let's just use theirs. Okay. Cool. Oh, we do need an API key, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where did I store that? Actions? Google secret. So secret payload, export, access secret, call this function, should return the payload. Alright, so access secret. Import access secret. And then I should be able to just call it in here, right? No. It's async. But of course. Alright, and then we can pass the key in here. Is not assignable to type string.
String. Why is it reading this as a string?
So if no key, we'll just throw an error for now. I just want to make sure that the key is truthy, that it's not null. Because when we call this, it could come back as a string or it could come back as undefined. We just want to make sure it doesn't come back. We want to have this check. So if it is undefined, that let's actually just do this so we don't crash the program. For now, we can come up with something better. Right now, it'll just say cannot find key in the browser. So we'll return this little block of a component if you can't find the Google key. In the future, we'll go ahead and we'll create a much better component that just says like map cannot load, something that looks really good to replace the map that should be there, but this is good for now. Alright, so Start the server back up. Let's see what we got. All right, so we're getting some errors. Create context only works in client components. Add the use client directive at the top of the file. And this is at okay, so we must be using, because the only other place where we're using context in this application is in the serviceable sign up. We created a context here, and this should say, oh, it doesn't say use client.
It doesn't default to one or the other.
It defaults to server,
Oh, okay.
which is a good thing. All right. That's the old error. What's up, John? What's up, Siri? Okay. So we're still getting use client. I don't think we're using the use context anywhere else. We might be using it inside the components. So diagnosis, that's not even done yet. Schedule, contact. Yes, we are using use contact here. Context. Clean that up a little bit. So use client. And this is just telling Next.js server that, hey, we want this to be client side rendered and all our other stuff. I want to make as much stuff server side rendered as possible. It's better for SEO. But this form right here, the cool thing about this form though is like we don't want this form we don't want the customers to find like the middle of the form, you know what I'm saying, on a search engine. Like this contact part of the form is state 3. It's the third state of the form. And so we don't want this to load. We want the first page is the diagnosis page. So this is actually going to be the first piece of the form loading. Then we're going to go to schedule. And then we're going to go to contact information. So it's like a process. So that's cool that this is a client component because we don't want them to find this on the internet anyways. All right, cool. Let's close all this other distractions. And we should be working now. We're running. Huh. It's definitely, I switched it, right? Yeah, so we have use client. None of those really matter. Serviceable. This one would need it because right now it's using handlers. I don't even know who worked on this, honestly. Someone worked on it last week. Alright, let's see if there's anything else. Serviceable, unserviceable. This. This actually shouldn't even require client. I'm pretty sure those were the places. Index.js. Admin page TSX. Alright, so maybe it was maybe it was the page we were on all along. Because we're not using use context here, but I guarantee one of these libraries is using it, so it's going to make us use client. And if not, I don't know where the thing is. Cannot resolve net. That's a core component of Node.js. Cannot resolve child process, cannot resolve file system, cannot resolve net. These are all core Node.js modules, so that's interesting.
Well, this is breaking just because we added one piece.
I know. Let's see. So we have this map. Let me just comment this map stuff out really quickly.
You are missing any modules?
No, I have all of Node installed. Shouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not the map. Let's see if it's a secret, because I just got this from google.com, so I wonder if somehow this secret is breaking the application.
There is another line number 21.
Oh yeah. Alright, so it is the access secret function. So it's gotta be something here. I got this from the docs though. So secret payload. I was hoping the problem wasn't going to be with this thing tonight, because I have to go into my Google Cloud account and look at the API key and just look at stuff that I just don't want to share with everybody in the internet and that sort of thing. So damn. All right, I guess it's this. I guess I'm going to have to troubleshoot it tomorrow or something. Come back and build the map tomorrow. That sucks. I really wanted to get this thing up and running. Alright, so I guess there's some other things we could work on then. We'll keep this here for now. If we come back to our application and we just go here, we do need a couple forms built. So we have, if you're serviceable, it's going to bring you to, we need the diagnosis, we need the schedule appointment, and we already have this. This just needs like some better styling. What are you guys most comfortable with? Because I don't want to do all the coding. Do you guys want to like build a form? If you guys want to build the forms, we have the schedule appointment form and the diagnosis form that we need to build, and it's actually sort of simple because we're using NextUI. So for the forms, we just have inputs. And for the schedule, we have a date input, all these different options for date inputs, whatever you think is best. We also have time inputs. So you can see all that stuff could be built pretty simply just by copy and pasting code that already exists here. Besides that, I sort of want to build the landing page personally, just so exactly what this project is clear. But what do you guys want to do?
Which form need to be? I'm sorry. Which forms needed to be added?
So we have. Currently, we have, if you look at the code, we have the sign up flow. It's in the sign up file. So inside the components, we have a diagnosis, we have a schedule, and we have a contact. Contact is already built.
Contact is built, so diagnosis and schedule needs to be built.
Yes. Diagnosis is schedule. And then if you look at the schema, you can see that a diagnosis just consists of some basic information, a device type, so that's one of the inputs, the make, another input, device model, another input. I'm just going to get rid of serial number, honestly, because right now during development it just doesn't make sense. If we want to add a feature later where they could just scan for the serial number, that would be flawless. But for now, let's just keep it that. And then each one has questions. So you'll probably have like a header that allows you to set the top ones. And then based on the answer to these, like let's just say it's a vacuum, it's a Dyson, whatever one of the models are. And then the questions that are determined by the device type. For now, let's just say device type to keep it simple, because obviously later on, even different vacuum cleaners, like certain vacuum cleaners have like little transmissions and clutches, whereas other vacuum cleaners don't, and the robotic vacuum cleaners have electronics that the other ones don't. So for now, we could just do it on type. Vacuum cleaner, does it turn on? Does it have suction? Is the roller spinning? 3 simple questions that are populated based on the device type. So that's a fun little feature right there, actually. Like, it seems like a simple form, but it's a fun little thing. And then these are the questions. So each question has like a type that is attached to it. For example, if you're asking if like, does it have power? That's an electrical issue. So each question is attached to a certain type of issue, and we use that to determine what the repair is actually going to be. So then you have the actual question: does it have power? It's either going to be a yes or no. If it's yes, the issue type is, if the answer is yes, then we're going to have to add the issue type, but that's later on. We don't have to think about that now. And that, I think, I don't know what I was thinking when I did problem. But yeah, so the diagnosis form is basically these here. There's a bunch of different ways to build it. Whatever you think is the best, you could do that. And then for the schedule, we just have a date and a time. So that one's a little more simple.
I'll work on the scheduling one. Where's the you said there was a location where we had where we pulled the stuff from. The forms.
Yes, next UI.
Okay, nextui.org.
I'm gonna post the link right in the chat. And then I'll go to I'm gonna go to the landing page, and I wanna just get like, I wanna build out this H1 a little bit and just make it so whoever lands on this site knows what's going on. So we could all stay in this channel though. I don't see why not. And then I posted the link to hop into the code editor just above the next UI. So feel free to click that and pop into my code editor. That's the other option. You could go ahead and fork the project and then submit a pull request later when you work on the code, or you could just hop into my code editor and I'll push everything by the end of the night. We'll just make sure everything looks good. What's up, Anton?
Hey, Ron. Yep.
Cool.
Get crazy beginning of the week. Just be able to jump in only today, not from the start. It's crazy week.
Yeah, totally. Wow, already on a Tuesday, huh?
Yeah.
What is it, work?
Like everything, like courses, like medical checkup, like things, lots of things that we plan to do with wife, like lots of everything.
Yeah, nice, nice. Hey, it's better. I think it's better to have not enough time than too much time. You know.
Yeah. Indeed.
I'd rather spend time with people who have no time. You know. I stay away from the ones who have too much time. Just
Yeah, sometimes they spend it not super productive,
Yeah.
not super efficient.
True, true. But hey, everyone needs to relax every once in a while too. So. Cool, cool. So, all right, I'm gonna go to the page. I think I'm just gonna use a basic, maybe like a card for now. Something simple that just looks decent. Let's see. I want it to go across the whole page though. So I guess I could just use something like, I don't need maybe a card header, card body, and a card footer. Yeah, I don't see why not. We'll just add all those in and see where it takes us. I don't think we need use client here. Because I don't see... Actually, yeah, we do. We're using use form state. Alright, cool. So I want to make the header. Basically what I want to do is when people land on this page, and this page specifically is for the customer, right? They're coming, they're entering their zip code. So I wanted to say something like we come to you, you know, like you don't have to haul your vacuum cleaner across town anymore. Rapid service, like repairs are done quickly. You don't have to wait 2 weeks for a repair anymore. And something else that sounds good. Right.
It could be different types of cleaning, if you know what I mean.
We hire felons. They work real cheap.
We work with the prison release system. Everyone coming are ex-felons. I don't think I let them in my house, man. I don't care how broken my stove is. That's funny. Alright, so we'll have some type of header, something related to appliance repair. We'll keep it vague for now. Appliance repair. I guess we could just focus on one thing, right? That'll keep it like really simple. We could build it as one thing, but as we implement the database and the entire system, we'll keep in mind that we're just using vacuum, but it's actually gonna apply to many more appliances than just vacuums. So card body, card footer. Cool. Alright. So vacuum repair. Inside the body. I wonder if we could give this body. Does anyone know how to do grid? CSS grid?
Just heard about that, but haven't used.
I think we could use Tailwind to make it a little simpler, because we do have Tailwind built into the project. Anything I can't use Next UI for, I just go straight to Tailwind because it's less specialized, more flexibility. So if we have grid, I guess we could use flex too, but grid. Yeah, I want all three. Yeah, we could do flex. Simpler. We'll do flex. And then we'll do like space between. What are we doing? Justify content. justify around. All right, so that'll justify evenly. That might be better. We'll
Hey,
try.
Jim.
We'll try one of these two. What's up?
Was this is this schedule appointment function? Was that there for purpose, or was it just a placeholder?
Let's see. Schedule appointment.
The top one.
Oh,
The-
yeah, this was just a placeholder.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Because it was throwing me an error because I had two default functions, and I was like, well. that
Yeah,
doesn't look
yeah.
right,
So
but-
we do
okay.
want to have a component with the name schedule appointment or just schedule.
Yeah. Well, can't we change? We can just change the name of this function.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, true. So you could delete this one entirely.
Hey Jim, I got a quick question. I'm
Hey.
sorry.
Nah, you're good. What's up?
So where should we put the project? Like in the organization that you already have?
What team were you working on?
I'm sorry, I'm in the Airbnb thing, Rec Room 1.
Oh, yeah. How's it coming?
It's going great. We already decided the architecture. We're gonna start simple by doing host, places, and activities. That's gonna be just the UI. We're gonna be building that. We agreed with using F# and .NET in the back end and doing like server client architecture for this application. And at this point, we're gonna start the project because we're gonna start building the UI with mock data. So if we can have where to put the project and kind of like collaborate from there.
Yeah, totally. I could go ahead and create a public repo here, and then when you come to the peer programming sessions, we'll just ask anyone who wants to work on that project with you.
Okay, sounds good.
What are you calling it? What do you want to call it?
Let's call it. I don't know. We don't even have a name. We can put. You have software network or one, so we can put.
Air CNC? Just kidding.
That'll be obviously. obvious. I'll say. Let's put host activity, something like that. I don't know.
What is it?
Like host activity. Does somebody have like a creative name for it? Something that you rent your place. And
Well, what does it do? What is it going to do? It's basically you're basically providing a ton of local information about the places people are traveling, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a full experience Airbnb where people are gonna see activities like what to eat, how much it's gonna spend. It's a more complete experience.
So how about just a complete experience, dude? For now.
Let's call it my place.
My place?
Yeah, let's call it my place.
That's even simpler.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Public. My place. Could add a readme later. All right. Cool.
Sounds good.
Here, let me copy and paste this in. You are in breakout room 1, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm posting the link right there. Cool.
Sounds great. Thank you very much for
Yep.
that.
Yep. For sure.
All right. I'll be
Yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah.
No, I did private. I mean, I did public. Let me make sure. My place. Public. Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Sounds great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yep, for sure. All right, so you got a time input right here, a date input, and okay, cool. You're not getting an error anymore. Good to go.
Nope. Yep. It's good for now.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and just create. Let's just say 3 more cards here.
Let's see here. What's the quick fix? Okay. It took away the code.
We're gonna have one for easy, one for quick, and something. Can't let these little things slow you down. All right, let's see what that looks like.
Date, time.
All right, so right now they're spread across the screen entirely. So I think if I can add flex to a card, that should fix it. Flex row. Yes. Okay, cool.
Wait, is the user inputting the date and the time? Or are they receiving the date and the time?
They're gonna put in the date and the time.
Alright, I think I put the wrong code in.
But later that schedule form is going to be connected to a Google Calendar that only allows them to select times that are available. So their selection will be
So-
limited based on a connection to Google Maps. That's my thought on it, at least.
Okay, so we can probably leave it as a read. So how do I put a time in? It's just a separate function.
I'm going to do justify evenly and see what that looks like. All right, so all of them are in the middle. Now we want them to be like I wonder if you could set if there's an easy way to set the width and height on these things. Width image, width divider, footer, composition. Yeah, you could really do a lot with these cards too. You could do anything with them, really. Blurred, custom. I guess we could just set widths, probably, right? W48, height 24. Okay. That should be good. Something like that. All right. Header, and then a footer, which I really wouldn't consider. I would still consider that the body. Does anyone else want to work on like another piece of the UI or something else? I know we have as far as alright, so basically the form that's being built has a diagnosis, the schedule, which is being built right now, and the contact, which is already built. The first thing we're doing is asking them a series of questions. The second thing we're doing is letting them set their own appointment. And the third thing is what's your name and where you at. And then based on that, you can see I created a state here. So this here is the state of the form. This all exists within our serviceable sign up form. But inside the form, you can see that the UI that you're seeing at any given time is dependent on the state of the form. If it's 0, it's showing you the diagnosis piece. If it's 1, it's showing you the schedule piece. If it's 2, it's showing you the contact piece.
Maybe we should extract it as like external map. Remember how we did with that serviceable, non-serviceable? Like it's the same situation.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I saw you did that. I just didn't have a chance to do that yet.
like actually I can do that. There is pull request for this part of code, I believe, in our repo. Like
For this one?
for the next two lines. I
These ones here?
suppose. Yeah. I don't know if you haven't like reviewed that or not, because I've done that.
No, I haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, it was. It just for us to not, that get in trouble with merge conflicts or something like that. Yeah. This one.
The go back button will not show on the first page. The next will only show on the first and second page. Yes, perfect. We actually need a submit button for this, for the third page, or the third component technically. So what'd you do here?
It's not me, it's another guy. I just made a code review for that. You can see on files tab.
On where?
Files tab. You can add to URL / files, or just press tab button at the top of the screen of the page. Files change it. Yep. The fourth tab. Yeah. It's just a little bit more convenient.
Yeah. Submit sign up.
Yeah, I just pointed that we don't need the ternary operator here, so because it could be done as it is, because it returns bool anyways.
Past initial state, and then if it's past initial state, then it's not going to show the back button. I mean, it's not going to show the, it's not going to show the back button.
Like all of this like looks for me like we are working with a state machine, but using it is like usual map with enums. But we could go for a state machine pattern here. Just to, for example, like state machine pattern is useful when we want to guarantee that like switching from one state to another state should be done only, for example, with valid data, or if the user is supposed to switch that statuses or that states, or like any other conditions, and it's like it's covered under the hood. So you just use like change state method or something like that, and under the hood state machine covers all the things connected to that state switching. So yeah, this pattern is useful for this kind of situation, but it's not like, at least in our situation here, it's not so complex, at least for now, because like state machine is used usually for like complex business logic switching between states. Yeah, but it's still possible to use it here.
So what would you you're saying that you would extract this whole piece of the form UI out from this file here?
This one could be done through the map, like we've done previously with serviceable, non-serviceable.
Yeah.
At least it will be in the same style. You know, it's like pretty convenient to use the same style of code when you work with different pieces. Yeah, but in general, all this part, like something like that, and we use a map for these serviceable params to decide what component should we render.
Yeah, so I did similar to this, right?
It's enum, but we need to somehow discover what enum, for what enum, what component should we use. And for that purposes, we used a map. It's in... you can actually just go for serviceable form TS and just command click on the name, serviceable params. Command click on the name of enum class. and it's used here in page TS6. You can go here. Yeah. And here is a map. See, for this enum, for enum serviceable, we render appointment synup component. For non-serviceable, we will use email synup component. So we could use something similar to that, and we will have everything in like the same style, and it will be not inside that function, because that function is like too big for now, and it breaks single responsibility, at least single responsibility principle.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. So, saying we could even pull the where are we at? Serviceable sign up. So we could pull.
Yeah, you just you just replace switch with a map, like it was with serviceable.
So switch with. All right, yeah. Gotcha.
So the map will be like this enum. No, just where it was previous.
Hold on, I want to see that thing.
Yeah. This kind of map. You just could copy that and paste there, and we will fill it in instead of switch. We don't need this one for now, at least. We need the map. Yeah. This serviceable
just
map.
This. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yep. Okay. All right,
And
so
like-
we just need a data structure that's similar to this one inside this.
But we will use another values. So for enum, for key enum diagnosis, it will be a diagnosis component. For
Yes.
schedule component, and for enum contact, the contact component.
All right. Let me just put this here for now. Does anyone want to work on that? I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead
like-
and finish up the landing page, but if anyone wants
Yeah,
to go.
I can do that because like I've done that previously. If nobody wants, but maybe for someone it will be a good exercise.
Anyone want to work on that? Brandon, Kev, Reginald.
Okay, yeah, I will do that then.
The
I'm
code.
exhausted. I'm about to get to bed in a minute.
The code is basically all written, right? Like you have an enum, and you're using the enum that you created as a key with the components as the value.
Yeah, and then you just call serviceable map. Like in this case, you call serviceable map with the value with enum inside, and so like we are just grabbing a value from the array by its key, and a key
Yeah,
is
so you're
a number.
running it wouldn't be serviceable map here, it would be form
It
map
will be
or something
appointment
like,
form state map.
yeah, appointment form state map.
Yeah. So it will do pretty similar thing that switch do.
Yeah,
Switch
yeah.
does, but it will be like in more like in the same style that we've used previously, and it will be not that additional logic inside this function. So yeah, I can edit this numbers, but it will conflict with that PR that we've looked previously if we don't merge it like before.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to bother again.
No, you're good. What's up?
Hey, Jim. So I haven't been able to make the first pull request because it's telling me that that the permission is denied.
Yeah, they're all default set like that. Are you able to fork the project and then create a pull request that way?
So it doesn't, because it doesn't have any content. It doesn't show not even the buttons on the code and anything to fork. What I did was I cloned, taking the URL and putting .git at the end, and that put everything locally in my machine.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like when I try to push a README file, it told me. So I can put my username here if you want to add me as a collab.
Yeah, hold on one second.
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys.
No, you're good. Settings. How did I do this last time? I don't think I was able to add. What is your email?
So Ivan Calvo, CALVO 91@gmail.com.
What's your GitHub name? I mean, your username.
I put it right there in the chat. It's Ivan A. Rodriguez.
Perfect.
And I have like a jacket with a hat, like a winter hat.
Right here.
Riders.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, you should be able to push. Alright, cool. You should be good to go.
Very much.
Yep.
Thanks.
Cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more style to this. What time is it right now? 10:31. So alright, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of style to this. I know Anton, you said you're gonna work on this. I'd actually be
Yeah, I
interested
will
in
do that,
if you don't do that, I'll definitely do that too, because it sounds like a fun little thing to do. I just want to finish what I already started for tonight.
Yeah, I will do that. It's not a problem.
Alright, cool. And if there's any merge conflicts, I'll resolve them. I'll push through the other one first anyway. So.
Then like, if you will merge that pull request, it will be great to do that now, so I can just pull that and work with that changes. That way, I won't get any merge conflicts. If that pull request is ok for you, like, you can merge it, and I can.
I just want to make sure it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. That's the main thing. Repairs.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I'm more familiar with everything, and I can fix this like my own commands. I can fix them in my this pull request that I'm working on right now.
Okay, cool. So Bree worked on this one. The go back button will not show up on the first page. Okay, work. All right, cool.
What is the ticket number?
This
13?
is you. This is you though, right? Yeah, Anton.
It's my comments to other folk pull request.
Okay. You
So
worked
it's
on it
pull
with
request
her?
by Russ Bree. And I just seen that we have a new pull request, and I reviewed it, and some comments that I saw it could be like improved.
Yeah.
But the actual code is on the files changed tab.
Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Here, yeah. I don't know the main purpose of these changes, because I haven't reviewed that ticket number 13.
Yeah, it was just the main thing was we needed the back button to only show up in the second and third states, and we didn't want the next button to disappear on the last state, but we need a button. But instead of the button changing the state, the button needs to submit all the form data, essentially, to the server.
But
So
I
it
don't know
changes
if
its functionality.
these changes fix that. I don't know. I haven't checked.
Yeah.
It would be great if this guy, the author of pull request, will be here and just advocate for these changes. Because I don't know if it works or not.
Yeah. Let me see.
Like, my commands will work, but
Is
they are
Bree
not
here
connected
tonight?
to the exact business logic that is changed.
Yeah, Bree's not here. Bree's not here tonight. She's not in any other groups. She was here last night. But you could go ahead. You could go ahead and
I can
write
do my
your code,
changes,
make
and,
your changes.
If this
and then-
fault just happens to be here, we can just ask him or her like how it works or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to test out the code anyways, though, right?
Usually you have like TI tests, you know, that kind of things.
I thought there was a way to take potential merge requests and actually run them live. There's got to be a way. Yeah, I'll figure that out. I'm just gonna finish the landing page right now, and then we'll go ahead. We'll take care of this stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully she's here tomorrow, and we could merge yours even before we merge that, can't we?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. So I'm just going to try to make this a little bit better before we hop off tonight. How's the schedule form going? Oh. He left. Schedule. Oh, Kevin, you're in here. Were you working on this? You sound far, dude.
Is that better?
There you go.
I had my mic pushed up, I didn't know it.
Gotcha. So what did this dude build? We got a date input. Default. Okay, I wonder what, well. Time input. Alright, so you basically just copy and paste it from NextUI for now. Let's see what it looks like. Probably looks really plain. Uh-oh. No form. It's all good.
I think it's his function name.
Export default functions, so schedule appointment. Yeah. Should just build the time input right into here. Cool. I don't know if you could export multiple components out of one file with Next. Nope, it wasn't that. Export default schedule appointment. Let's call it schedule. Let's go to our serviceable form and schedule. So this is automatically updating this, huh? Yeah, so that should pop up. There we go. All right. Date, time. Cool. One other thing we have to do is make sure the form looks good. Like these buttons should always be down here at the bottom, and whatever's in the form should always be centered.
Style.
Yeah. That should be a quick job. easy, quick. Get into like marketing mindset for a minute. That's a lofty promise. Just so I have something to fill in for now. All right, some basic styling. Can't wait till we get some real designers in here to make this really look good.
I think they're all too busy making real money.
True. True, true. You telling me you don't have design skills, Kev?
Well, about like a trained ape, yeah.
That's funny. I'm gonna add some images in here anyways. I want it to be as clear as possible with as few words as possible, you know?
Yeah, you need a picture of a sweet little old lady opening up her door to a, you know, a modern.
You're painting a picture, right?
Skinny pants, top knot head, kind of, you know, guy.
Yeah, someone looking really professional, right? Polo with the logo on the shirt and a big smile. Oh, that sounds so corporate, dude. Let's not do that to this. Oh, man. That's funny. You know, I thought about a twist for this the other day where instead of, because I was like, look, most of the customers are what, like probably over 50 years old and women. At least that's what it was when I was in his shop, you know? It was usually women over 50, fix my vacuum cleaner kind of thing. But I was asking myself the other day, like, how would you sell the same thing, repaired vacuum cleaners, in a way that spoke to younger people, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, you know?
They don't fix stuff. They throw it away and get another one.
Sometimes, but sometimes they have an expensive one that they do fix. There is when it comes to vacuums, it's either definitely fix it. You're trying to maximize this vacuum cleaner as long as you possibly can because you're from that day and age when people did that. Then
yeah, if you could really convince them that it was a lot cheaper to fix than to replace, then they might do it.
Yeah, or if they just had an expensive vacuum cleaner, because some are like 300, 500, 1,000, 1,500, depending on the one that you buy. Like, you're not gonna throw out the electric one, you know?
And a lot of vacuum cleaners, it's the cord goes bad right where it comes out of the handle. It bends too much, and eventually the wires break.
Yeah, a lot of the same common things, right? What's up? What's up? Did someone pop in? Or not?
Popping all over the place.
Hey, what's going on? How'd you guys do?
Hey,
Hey.
so we have decided that we would like to do kind of like a stepper to walk people through the sign up forms. So we want to kind of figure out how to do that with CSS. That's kind of where we're at.
Pure CSS?
Yeah, I think
Nice. Nice. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
You guys are going to learn a ton.
so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that should be fun. So I think that's what we're gonna work on tomorrow. So I'm gonna read some stuff here.
Cool, cool. Sounds good. So you guys didn't actually code anything tonight? It was just kind of planning?
It was a lot of thinking and planning and how we're gonna lay everything out.
Don't do that. Anything but that.
It was fun thinking though.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what's up. Creative thinking. I love that. Cool, cool. Oh yeah, it looks like a DTA is. We started building the sign up components to find the information we need for each sign up form. Tomorrow we're gonna build a material UI component from scratch using basic CSS and HTML. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So you could actually build components through Material UI, almost like building your own design system. That's what it sounds like. It's going to be challenging and fun, trying to avoid using any framework and get better in pure HTML, CSS styling. Cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Awesome. Cool, cool. Did you guys talk about all three user perspectives, from the fan, from the entertainment, and from the venue, or just one?
We kind of laid out like some of the information that should be in each one as they like sign up, and I think that that there should be like 3 steps, like sign in, like login and password, like make that, and then on the next step it'll be like a little bit more information, and then on the last step it's going to be like bio and preferences and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same for each one, with a little bit of tweaks.
Yeah,
a little
based
bit of
on who they
differences.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. That sounds really cool. All right, awesome. Hopefully you guys are working on that long enough for me to get better at Rust so we could start working on that algorithm when you guys are done with that.
Okay.
Yeah, cool, cool. All right. It looks like... Oh, I thought the other group was breaking out too. I saw a couple people leaving. All right. I'm just going to finish the styling here. And I was just going to give this word a little bit of padding. I'm going to apply the same styling to all of these. Let me actually give the whole card a little padding. And then let me give this a little top and bottom. Too much.
I think if you're gonna keep it white on white, you need heavier shadowing.
Yeah, I'm not trying to, like, I just want to get some images in here, honestly. Then you know me with design and color and the styling side of things. I just want to communicate exactly what this is as clearly as possible with the least amount of styling that I have to do.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
A
they say.
picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video would probably be better, right? All right, that
Do you
looks
remember
good.
when the first of the newfangled Planet of the Apes movies came out? There was this video that went viral of this. It's like a camp somewhere in darkest Africa, and a chimpanzee walks up with an AK and starts.
What is the movie called?
It wasn't a movie. It was like, well, it was a promo for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
But there was nothing clearly tying it to that, you know? It's just this chimpanzee with an AK who obviously doesn't know how to work it or anything, but they got it all CGI, and he caps it off. Everybody runs.
You think we should?
You
think
need
we
a
should
little
add
video
that?
of a chimpanzee working on a vacuum cleaner.
Oh man, What meshes does that
AI
send?
could do it, dude.
True. True. Yeah, you're probably right. Right? I don't know if we want a picture of a monkey fixing it. I don't want a monkey fixing my stuff. All right, that's good for now. I'll add. We could definitely make it a thing for. I'm gonna create a couple issues for this. Like it'd be nice to find some pictures. I do have one picture that I got a license to, and that's what I use for the YouTube video. But easy. Yeah, like a picture of a technician carrying the vacuum cleaner and like maybe looking strong or muscly, like they got this now.
Tons of
Quick.
stock photo websites, but they all have watermarks in them.
Yeah, yeah. You could license the stuff if you want or get a membership to it, but yeah, we could look into that. It's just all those little costs they add up. But yeah, I could think of some things. Let me just let me give this entire card like a little margin. Let's just say margin Y10. Is that too much? Nah, that's good for now. Let me center this. Where would I put that? Content is small. With 100%, I think. Maybe. Aha. Cool. Alright, cool. Alright, so this is slowly just building a simple landing page that communicates more. I would love to just have it up and running so people could actually check out the sites that they're working on and actually clarify the like the diagrams that actually show people what the system is, the different views. I mean, right now we have this lucid chart and I'm starting to, so you could see obviously this pink. This is the UI flow. There's probably a much more professional way of doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and just make these a lot better. Or view. Admin view. So yeah. Does anyone have any ideas on just making this diagram better? Making it more clear. Yeah, I just want to make it look good so everybody understands it. I just don't want to have to explain everything every time, you know? There's got to be a way to I could actually ask ChatGPT to like describe this the best I can, like what's the best way to present the diagrams, because we do have multiple views. It might even be just breaking it up between into like the admin view and the UI view. All right, see you later, Anna. But we can think more about it. No sweat. This code should be working. I'll go ahead and push some code. Yes, that still works. Email, cool. All right. And then I'll talk to Bree about that other one as well. Let's see. We won't push the schedule stuff yet. Actually, it was just a landing page, right? Okay, I'll also figure out this map situation, because that's the most exciting part of this project so far, I think, is just actually getting that zip code data to show up on the map and actually create some visualizations. That's the fun part for me. I'd rather work on that than work on this UI stuff anyways, but cool. I'm gonna pop into the other room, breakout room number 1. Just see how they're doing and where they left off, and then I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
Cool.
Free base.
Hey, what's going on?
Changes. And now I have your readme locally.
Okay.
That was that easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, we want to work on branches. However,
Okay.
we want to hopefully merge into the main branch all the time. So that
Okay.
way, whenever I pull anything from your changes, I'm confident that you're not breaking the application. But however, we always can come back to other stages of the app.
Yeah, it's like a game with a lot of checkpoints and save points.
Of course, yes. However, we will be probably working on different steps of the application. I don't think we're working on the same thing, but yeah, I think that we have the project set up. Jim, thank you for joining us. I believe that they also will need ride permits, because I was the only one that could merge into the branch. But maybe we want to do, because when the project is public, we can do branch protection, like a review request.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, just send me your emails through a direct message, and I'll add you guys to the project as well.
Thank you so much for that. I believe that we're gonna leave it at that client initial setup for today. And tomorrow we're gonna start rock and rolling with a host and everything that no, tomorrow we're gonna set up material UI and overmind state management.
Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully we're gonna have the first thing, we're gonna have a responsive menu and we're gonna use Overmind to open and close the navigation, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see how can we build that cool stuff right here.
What tech stack are you using for this?
I'm sorry.
What tech stack are you using?
So we're gonna be using F# and .NET in the back end, and in the front end we're going to be using Vite, React, TypeScript, and we're gonna do Material UI for the styling, and we're gonna do Overmind JS state management. I was showing the guys the power of Overmind, like in the client side. And yeah, if we would be doing like Next.js, we would have to hydrate the states in the back end and server-side rendering, and it gets quite complex. But since we're doing client-server architecture, we're just gonna handle the states with that state manager. I highly recommend it.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to see this project unfold. This sounds cool.
Awesome, thank you guys. Thank you for joining me on that. Let's see what's
Yeah.
gonna be the. I'm actually. I forgot to mention that we might go with Postgres SQL for data for database. Because I was explaining the guys that Microsoft SQL is super cool. MongoDB is cool too, and it's kind of like a right fit for this project. But you know that they have their license limitations when you deploy to a server, and some people will kind of like give you a hard time, like some like DigitalOcean, things like that. Like I'm not too experienced about those clouds, but I read in the documentation that you cannot use their database in a production environment, like in a so we want to avoid like using Postgres is fully open source and it's super powerful. So we might go that route with Postgres.
Yep. Cool.
Do we discuss database choose? Like, do we choose another database or what?
No, this is a different project, Anton.
Sorry.
No, they're working on essentially like an Airbnb, but with additional features.
Cool. Looks cool.
Would you say F# and .NET for the back end?
Yeah.
F#.
But yeah, we're doing like F# and Giraffe. So Giraffe is a library that works on top of .NET Core. It uses all of the features, but the routing is a lot simpler and a lot more powerful. So we're going to be using F# on top of .NET, but using Giraffe is a F# library. You know what I mean? So basically, we're gonna build entire backend with F# and functional programming.
Yeah. I understand that you're working around functional programming if you're using F#.
Yeah, I'm sorry that
It's like a pretty exotic choice, I would say.
Yeah, there are not too many developers out there, but for F#, but I believe it's the future of programming, and I believe that if we can get some hands on this, we're just gonna be doing like a bunch of functions that do an output. That's basically it.
Yeah, like it sounds cool, of course, like especially if you are familiar with .NET ecosystem in general. So like C#, .NET, and F# is a pretty obvious choice. But yeah, you are right that there are actually like one or two developers on the market for F#.
Yeah. So
Usually, if people want to use functional programming, they are going for Haskell or Scala, for example.
I agree 100%. Yeah, we are going to be using Entity Framework for the ORM. Kind of like handle the database and the migration. So that's part of the stack, Jim, that we are putting. So I have already mentioned, let me see, Giraffe, F#, .NET Core, and Entity Framework for the ORM. That's the backend for now.
Cool.
And Postgres, of course.
Postgres, yeah, it's a nice choice.
I'll make sure I'll give you Surya, William, and Ivan. You already have right access to this repo that way, because there's no way I'm doing code reviews on these languages. I just don't know them, so you'll all have to have right permissions on this one.
Sure. Thank you.
Yep, just to make it easier.
And yeah, so we don't have the backend because we're doing client server architecture, but we didn't set up the server yet. We're gonna be doing client with mock data for now, and once we're ready with the mock data, we can transfer those models and schemas that we do in the client to the backend. And I believe once we have like a solid structure of what we need to send from the backend, then we can build the database and everything based on what we're expecting in the client. So
sounds cool, man. I'm excited to see this project expand and build out. I want to read some of the code too. I'd like to learn a little bit of it. I only know one other person who was doing F#, but like Anton said, he was also a C# and a .NET guy, so it makes sense when you know those languages.
Yeah, it's ecosystem all around.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
That's great, Anton. I can wait to learn something from you too.
Yeah, sounds good.
Like, I don't take me for granted. I don't have like that much experience. I did build an enterprise level for the company I was working on. I built a tool that ran locally with a double click, and it just opened the executable file of .NET, and it was a full stack application to do migrations from one server to another. And they didn't want me to build like software. They just want me to do like a web tool. And they told me, oh, Ivan, you know what, use F#, and that's kind of like the stack we're using. So that's how I learned. But I know there is a long route to go, and the .NET is huge.
Yeah.
So I know that William has some backending, and he told me that it's been several years. But I hope that I can learn from William too. So.
Yeah, totally. That's one of the best things about these events. Is like, I remember doing the data structure and algorithm competitions with a bunch of other people, and we just like solve the problems one by one together. But it's so different when I'm solving these problems by myself versus when I'm solving these problems with a group of people. Because when I'm solving it by myself, I'm still doing research. I'm Googling Stack Overflow, just doing random Google searches and all that stuff. I'm spending so much time trying to find these answers. And that's good. I don't mind that kind of learning. I actually enjoy that kind of learning sometimes, but there's trade-offs to that kind of learning. It happens slower, I think. But when I'm with that group of people and I'm like, and they start sharing a different solution in the same language, or they start sharing the same solution or a different solution in a different language, it's like naturally I'm learning the syntax of other languages. I'm learning different ways of solving problems. And the amount that I learn in such a short amount of time when I'm actually working with other people, things that I would have had to Google, someone's like, oh, I know this. And then they go and explain it right there on the spot. No search required. It's awesome how often that happens. And it's definitely my favorite form of learning for sure. So I agree, man.
Yeah, so if you know anything like anything coming up like for data structure and algorithm, I'm down to it because I still feel like I need to get better at those. And I'm in a tough position right now because I had to leave my job unfortunately 2 months ago, and I'm still searching for a job. Job market is so rough right now, not getting calls. So if you guys know anybody hiring, just please send them to me. I'll be happy to apply. Because jobless right now, so I'm just trying to get better at those data structure and algorithm, and kind of like get ready for that future interview. But
yeah,
who knows how it's gonna be.
Yeah, totally. If anything comes up, I'll definitely let you know. Saturday nights, Aditya, Fernando, and Omar are always solving the LeetCode contest together. I think that's Saturday night. I believe it's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time now, but daylight saving times affect it. And even last week, like they were sending messages on the server. They're like, "Who's doing the contest right now?" They're always trying to solve the problems with other people. So definitely just keep your eyes peeled Saturday night. They're probably working on problems and working together.
That'll be so cool. Thank you so much for everything.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, thank you for coming, man. Y'all make it what it is. So
Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Okay, I gotta go help with the kids.
cool, cool. All right, have a good night, everyone. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
Jim, I've made a pull request with that changes that we agreed, so yeah, you can.
Okay, cool. All right,
I
cool.
just simplify that component greatly.
Made a pull request with appointment form state refactoring to simplify appointment, sign up component and make it clear. All right, cool. Sounds good. Let's see.
It's just 2 maps instead of that a bunch of switch cases. I mean.
So we have appointment form state to component map. We just have, this is the enum here. This is the component. Appointment form state to sign up form map. Key in a form sign up form.
So actually I just replaced that switch cases with just tiny maps, and that's all.
Okay, and it's still running?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like nothing changes. It's like refactoring as it is. Nothing changes like in a matter of business logic. Just like simplifying code and make it more clear. It's like classic refactoring. But I just do that because actually the result of that on form change, or like that switch case in on form change, the result is used only inside update form function. That's why I moved the decision making process there and replace it to map.
Yep.
Like to call in map with appointment form state.
Mm-hmm.
So the method is now like twice as less than it was previously.
I know. I was just looking at how much of that code was cut out just by avoiding the switch statement.
Yep, exactly. Because like I'm triggered. If I see a switch case, I'm just triggered immediately. Because like switch case, like 98% of all cases, switch case, it's like it's a marker of something went wrong, you know, and you can just replace it with like somehow with polymorphism, for example, with like maps or something like that.
Yeah, I need to get better with that sort of thing. Yeah, look how much code was able to be cut right out, huh?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's like I've heard some kind of joke about like levels of engineers. When you're a junior engineer, you write a little bit of code. You write a bunch of code. When you're a middle engineer, you write a little bit of code, like additional code. I mean, and when you're a senior engineer, you delete code, not write additional one.
I like that. Yeah.
It was like
that's what it seems
it's a
like.
joke, of course, yeah, but sometimes it becomes true.
Yeah, it seems like that. That's funny. Yeah, that's good. All right, cool. And then it's just this file right here that you changed. Everything is still in here.
Which one? Oh, DB. Oh, I should probably give me a second. I should probably don't merge it. I should probably not. Didn't need to commit that dev DB by Prisma. It just changes every time I just test something. Give me a second. I need to reset it. Good. Status. Yeah, and I need git restore on Prisma. Yep, and then git force cap. Op. It should work now. Yep. No. I did something wrong because now it
Yeah.
also shows README changes in README, and I don't know why.
Huh.
It's
Have sign up.
it's
Just
really
these
strange
two.
because
Yeah.
these changes was done by you already.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that as well, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And it's like super strange. Give me a second. I probably need to do a back merge. Give me a second. Git pull upstream. Mm-hmm. Git merge. Yeah. I need to back merge that. Yeah, now it works properly. Yeah. Gotcha. I just was in need to do a back merge from because it's because of I'm working with a fork, so I have two remote repositories, and I need to update one, the original one. It's like upstream one, and like connect it to my fork, and like pull and push that properly. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
For now
that-
it works perfectly. Yeah, so only my changes in this exact file is showing. So yeah,
Cool.
everything is okay for now.
Cool. And then I'll talk to Bree about the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Sounds good. Are you gonna be here tomorrow?
At least I have plans. There is like a huge like fair tomorrow. It's like virtual career fair, something like that. Tomorrow, I like want to participate because I still looking for a new job.
Yeah.
So like, I will see how it will be going. Like at least I have plans to connect in the evening, and
Yep.
we will see.
Cool. All right. Well, if I don't see you when you just go to that fair, man, good luck and have a good time.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, man. I'll talk
Have a
to you
nice
soon.
one. Yeah, bye bye.